oh my God, all I've said all day is who's a good boy.
Mother's cunt.
No. Like, who's a good boy? Who's a good girl? Treats? Oh, f*** you. Oh, my God. That song. It's the essence of my being. I am sweet and lovely Lisa, and welcome to Shrink This with Lisa Lampanelli, the podcast that teaches you how to live, but absolutely you should not take any of the advice. You should ignore us. But wait, I'm going to start over. I think you should listen to us. I'm not starting over because I'm not afraid to appear vulnerable and human, unlike you people. I put myself out there. I make the mistakes on air. And damn it, we're keeping them on. So Celia, you control freak, people-pleasing twat. Don't you edit a thing. It's Lisa Warts and all on Shrink This with Lisa Lampanelli, the podcast where we give you advice and I think you should listen. And I'm here with my brilliant sidekick, Nick Scopoletti. Hello, Nick. Are you in an effed up mood like I am?
Yeah, I drove in today, so it required more focus.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I think I may never do it again. It was nice today.
I know,
but I feel...
Listen to your own podcast over and over and hear how great you are.
Right, exactly.
Which is not what I did. I made the mistake on the drive of listening. You have to be careful of what you intake.
Correct.
And guess what I intook today on my drive?
Schmeckles cookies.
No, never. It's Schmackeries, and they're not a sponsor.
All right,
Fuck them. Because they never sent me anything free.
Yeah.
But I made the mistake of listening to a two-parter on a cult escapee. Now, this is a depressing subject. So I gotta be careful and monitor what I'm listening to. Did you listen to something harrowing also?
No, just music at a low volume.
That's better.
Nice chill. What was the cult?
Oh, a fundamentalist Christian cult. And it was such a great podcast. And of course, after episode 1, I noticed my neck really hurts and my back hurts and I'm tense and I just can't wait I'm not listening to episode 2, but you have to, because episode 2 is the one where she escapes.
Right.
Because I want to have some hope that she escaped. And then she escaped and it wasn't worth the payoff.
Why not? It wasn't good?
I mean, it was great, but it still made me depressed. I'm like, bitch, how you get involved with that shit in the first place? Nobody's trying to put me in a cult. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. She escaped and now she works here. What's up, Celia?
She's
Celia Rose, gobble of gods, our favorite Italian.
She's our former trad wife, Selja. Could I just call you Selja to give it a Hispanic flair?
Absolutely.
I enjoy
it
that.
Be Celia.
Yes.
You know, that's actually a Hispanic name.
Well, listen, don't be racist, all right? Stop being racist.
Classic. She escapes the cult, now she's a racist.
I know. Well, that happens. That's the trajectory of all of them. Yep. But I love how our podcast starts off as being one thing and now it's not about anything. I decided I'm really exhausted after one episode. I'm quitting.
Time to call it.
It's it. People, I hope you enjoy our two-parter. No, but
about Lisa escaping iHeartMedia.
I escaped the cult of Elvis Duran. I did. He said to me, do a podcast, and I said, damn you, I'll do 2. 2 episodes, that is, but no sound effects guy. I don't get a sound effects guy.
No. Celia, you do sound effects?
No. I can't.
I thought she was about to hit a cool button that goes boing, boing, boing.
I wish I could.
At least the penis sound. I want to hear that.
Yeah, can we get a penis sound next week?
Please.
Oh, of course. I'll get a button just for it.
Or like a little splurt. Even though I haven't heard a splurt in a while. Thank God.
I'll get on the mic right now if you want.
Listen, speaking of not splurting, that's our subject today because we got a lot of letters about people who, I will actually preface this with a story of my own. Me personally, I feel like I have a strong belief that the worst thing that happened in my life was I got the flu, but not for the reasons you will think it is. Once you get the flu, oh my God, you get to have alone time. It's like forced by yourself. You're with your 3 little dogs. You're on a couch. You're laying a certain way. And yes, you're shitting and throwing up. But it's a small price to pay for the fact that you can't lift your head up. No one will call you. You don't have to respond to anything. So I had such forced alone time for like a week that I was like, oh shit, now I want it all the time. I'm fantasizing about the flu. So that's not good. It just shows me I shouldn't have to get sick. Like literally sick. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
I got it, babe.
Like it's just shouldn't have to be sick to take the time to not respond to anybody and to just be by myself. Can you relate to this?
Back in September, I got COVID.
Yeah.
And I was home for 5 days.
Best days of your life?
And once like the fever and the shaking and the chills went,
yeah.
I was like lightly looking at work from home jobs. I was like, this is really nice.
It's hard though because you're
Really.
a personal trainer
I
who could be found at, by the way, Nick Scopes. What is it?
Snick scopes
On what?
on all the platforms.
On all the stupid things.
Yep.
Oh, they're all so
TikTok,
dumb.
Instagram, Grindr, Hinge,
Yeah.
all of it.
Farmers only.
Farmers only, all the stuff.
All the stuff. Trad wives. Nick, you could be a trad wife.
Ginzosmeat.com.
Yeah, sopranosonly.com. But like, isn't it just the best to not have to deal with? But also, it's because, do you think it's because we front load our lives so much with so much to do that we drive ourselves to need alone time when all we should do is admit we need it, and then we don't have to get sick to take it?
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
It's like, what's the point? What's the point of this driving and striving and doing more? I wrote an entire play last year about doing less, and and by the way, writing a play is a lot of work. Yeah. So you do more inherently. I'm like, but once I'm done with this play, I'll do less.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, what was the lesson in writing 75 pages of do less? It was that I'm still doing too much. And it's not by anybody else's standards. It's not as much as a mom with kids or as much as a guy who's running around and like dating or doing this and has a job. I just do too much for me. I think I just don't admit that I need just shutting off sometimes.
I agree. I go back and forth on this subject all the time because I do love my alone time. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when I do take off from work or I have time to myself, it's cool for like an hour or two or like a day or two. And then I start to get like, I got to do something.
Yeah.
Or then even worse, I know for me, like this week was a really busy week for me. I'll get too comfortable.
Yes.
And like I almost like I gotta rush through everything to get to my downtime. It's like I struggle with this a lot. I go back and forth, and I really don't know what the answer is.
I don't know the answer because you would think by my age, 63, they go, proud senior citizen. No, I'm not proud, and I'm not a silver single who let their hair go gray. Shut up.
No,
fucking color
blue,
your
baby.
hair. Color your hair. Yeah. Anyway, it's like I don't want to tip into. I heard a quote, I'm too old to act old. It's like I don't want to tip into the old lady who never leaves the shoe. You never leave the house. Because like old ladies, when they're 80, there's a lot of them are super happy to just stay home. And they'll go to like church and bingo. And that was my mom. She was like, twice out of the house a week is enough. And like, yes, does she get to be the judge of what's enough for her? Yes. But to me, that feels scary. The idea of not having something to do at least 5-6 days a week makes me feel like I'm going to tip into the other extreme. So I think there's like the two extremes. There's like I need all the alone time. And I'm sorry, but guess who I have no patience for? And I don't care if anybody even hates me after this. I'm socially anxious. I don't like going to parties. Just ask me to go somewhere and I'll just say no. It's like, well, then I'm glad you have no friends, die alone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's that extreme. And then there's the, oh my God, I just have to do and do and do and do. So I don't know where the balance is only apparent when like we're sick. Like when we go, oh, I finally balanced it out. I had 3 days at home to myself and now I get to go 3 days out.
Yeah, now you don't have it's when you don't have a choice. When you have to make the decision. Because every time I've like been chilling and I've chose to like go somewhere or do something, it's never been bad. It's always been like, oh, that was fun.
But also, you and I have this thing where we're high energy, so we'll never go to a place and be half-assed about it. We're not, I wouldn't say life of the party all the time, but we'll bring it fully. We won't go and go, look, I'm just going to like be mellow at your house. Like if I don't bring the right energy, like I'm sorry. No, we just go and we go full out.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. It's trying to, like, we feel like we have to be on.
I know.
You can't just go and show up and be like, because I've gone places a little mopey or tired.
And they're like, what's wrong?
Hey, man, because you're usually good.
You okay?
Man. I'm like, I'm just...
Nick, you doing okay?
Yeah.
Nick, I noticed something. Is it the fact that you don't have a girlfriend?
Maybe.
Is it the weight gain?
I don't know.
Like they have to then prod and ask you what's wrong. Like it's like, dude, I just was like being me.
Yeah.
Do you think actually we're even supposed to be up all the time when we're out in these situations? Bringing ourselves as our true self might look different than we think.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that like people, because, well, especially for you, like I know for me and my friend group, but because you are who you are, I think people expect you to be a certain way when they meet you. And they're probably like, if you have any bit of lull, that like you want to be on and good to go. And you always show up to shit. You don't
I never
bail.
cancel.
You never cancel.
I canceled 2 things, and it was because it was way back a few months ago over the holidays because of, again, being sick.
Yeah.
And when my dog Parker, like, I mean, it's not a blessing, but like I went home one day and like his 2 back legs were like faced in, like he's in a plie. He was in position 5, ballet position, because he had like a disc problem. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sad for the dog. And thank God it got fixed. But I'm like, oh my God, I get to stay home with him. It is a true friend who will say, yes, stay home with your dog. And if they don't say, yes, stay home with your dog, then that's not a good friend. You just cross them off the list. Yep. So, yeah, that it's like those things converge and you're all of a sudden like, oh, I'm allowed to stay home.
Yeah,
I'm allowed to not bring that in. But other than that, I rarely cancel.
That's never. But I even want to like, I find this for our diner nights when it's like me, you, and the other 2 comics.
Yeah, we go together once a week and like talk. We ostensibly started this as a writing group, but none of us wants to write anything.
No.
So basically we sit around and make fun of the 2 Greek owners.
But exactly. And I always want, but like for those times, like it should be chill, right? It's just, and it is chill. It's so fun. I enjoy it, but I'm always like, oh, maybe I should like take a nap before tonight, like just to be ready, like because
just to bring it.
Yeah, just to bring it and have fun and be good to go. Like I always like make sure like I get out of work early on Tuesdays. Go home, I chill, I have like dinner, a little bit, like a light dinner, and then I go to the diner. Like, want to have a nice downtime.
You set it up nice.
Yeah, before I hate that I'm like that, but I like, I have a little downtime and then go. You know
but it's
what I
weird.
mean?
Well, our other 2 friends, Bo and Andrew, it is never questioned if either one of them are in like sort of a down mood or more mellow or whatever, because they're just allowed to be full human beings.
Right.
But I think me and you, it's like we have to bring it.
Yeah.
And I don't like that about myself. I would love to be like boring.
Yeah.
And, people listening to this podcast are like, you are, don't worry about it. No, but I want to be just, with family, it's tough too, because I have a family. One half of my family is super heightened. My sister's side of the family. They bring it. They're loud. They're always playing games, which I love all that stuff. So I feel this pressure that I'm going to be the boring one. And they're going to be like, are you okay? My sister, I love her, biggest heart in the world. But the 2 things she says that drives me nuts are you okay? And when I tell her something good happens, she goes, good for you. And like, I'm not the special needs bagger at the grocery store. But a good for you sounds very sort of insulting. But I know she doesn't mean it that way.
Right.
So, but around family, I feel like, I have to present well. It's so hard to even say, I'm okay, and have them sort of accept it. So that's why I think the alone time for us is like, oh, wow, we get to not pretend anything.
Yeah.
But the other side of it is, if I go 2 days and realize I have not spoken words out loud, like I've done that, where I'm like, oh my God, all I've said all day is who's a good boy.
Mother's cunt.
No. Like, who's a good boy? Who's a good girl? Treats. To get my dog Parker to come to me, I have to go treat. Like you can't even say it normal.
That's hilarious.
They respond to like voice sounds, I guess.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I have not spoken a word. And I also like, just real quick, like, I think we're both considered extroverts, correct?
I guess. Yeah.
I know, but I think we have a little, introverted need also. Like there's also a little need for introversion sometimes, and we shouldn't drive ourselves into being ill to get this job done.
Right.
But yet, what's the fear, by the way, of actually, okay, I'm feeling totally well. I'm 100%. Like right now, we're taping the podcast. I was in a terrible mood because of my back, neck, thighs, and other issues. But I said, you know what? The podcast gets me in a good mood, which proves extroversion. I love that.
Right.
The energy is up. But the idea of going home after and like just canceling the dinner. Oh God, it's even uncomfortable to say. Canceling on a dinner.
With who?
I can't say. No, two good friends. I love them. One of them's leaving for Florida for like months to do a show. So I'm like, oh yeah, my last chance to see him before he goes. The idea of canceling makes me so uncomfortable because the story I tell in my head is, I'm Lisa, I don't cancel. But maybe I'm Lisa who sometimes has to cancel. Like we construct these artificial identities for ourselves. Oh, yeah. I'm the person who always ... I'm the person who always, when I shed one of those, I'm the person who, quote, always brings something when I'm invited to a party. Fuck you. You come to my house a lot and you never bring anything. I'm not bringing anything to your house. So I have to deconstruct. I'm always the person who shows up, maybe to my detriment if I'm tired. So are you a canceler ever? Not really. I know you a lot of years.
It's a small percentage, but I will tell you this. I have a weird, if I do cancel something, I have this weird, like, almost like FOMO.
Oh,
like,
so you get that?
Not FOMO, but I'm like, the only thing that I've canceled the most probably, honestly, is dates. Sometimes we're like, I'm like, it's Friday night. Or you said yes to something earlier in the week, and it's for me, Friday night, when it's Friday night and work's done.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but my body's like,
it's beautiful to stay home on a Friday. Doesn't it feel like you're cheating life? Also, I would say on behalf of every girl you canceled on for dates, you've done a service. They are thanking you. They've saved themselves from getting knocked up by some wop guinea bastard who won't watch any shows other than The Sopranos. See? I know. Don't edit that. I'm perfection.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but there's times where I look forward to a day where I don't have anything.
Love it.
Right? The morning comes, it's slow, it's nice, first few hours. Then I feel like I got to do something. Mm-hmm. And then I do something for a while. And then the long story of it is, it takes me a while to settle in to doing nothing. And I wanted to know if you were the same way or if you're like, nah, I'm chilling. Because it takes me like till like 3 p.m. to be like, okay, we can relax.
We can like settle into it.
To the day of doing not like nothing. You know what I mean? Maybe an errand or two. But like it takes me a while to settle into that.
I think I've just had more practice at it. So when I get up, I don't even set that alarm. And I'm just like, you get up when you get up. Those frickin' dogs will eat whenever I get to them. Nobody's dying in this house. It's fine. So it doesn't take me much settling in time anymore. But I remember when I used to go on vacation, there was this really fancy spa I used to go to when I thought I was a big shot. And they all said, it's going to take you 3 days to get into the mindset of this place, for you to let go of work, for you to let go of your like family obligations. So I see how that could translate into just if you have 1 day, it's going to take you like a third of it just to gear up into it. So my advice to you, even though you didn't ask, because I'm always about giving advice when I'm not asked, like, don't set the alarm and allow yourself to, if you go, you know what, I'm going to break this. I'm going to go like grab some coffee. I'm going to like go to Dunkin' Donuts. I'm going to go and, take a walk. Be like, okay, well, I'm allowed to do that. So nothing, I don't think, means laying down the whole day, even though that's the goal. I think like I allowed myself to do that thing. And even though it doesn't look strictly like nothing, it's still fine.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's just like, I don't want to interact with people for that day. I just want to be like, I can just never say words out loud that aren't treat. which is how I call Parker and you.
Yep.
Okay, so Nick, who wrote to us?
Let's see. We have a letter here
Yes.
from Chase in
Chase?
LaGrange, Illinois.
Sounds gay. I'm in.
He probably is. Let's see.
Okay.
Lisa, I am 34 years old, single guy, gay.
Oh,
Nailed it!
Listen,
Celia, these are my letters I wrote. Why do you keep putting these in here?
You name your kid Chase. Come on. He's going to be Chase and Dick.
And it's
I mean, it is what it is, Chase.
it's also spelled CHACE.
Oh, then
not
you
like Chase the
mispronounced it.
bank.
Wait, it's chasse.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm joking. Of course, I don't have any idea. But yes, chasse. What does
Oh
chasse
my
say?
God. So I'm a 34-year-old single guy, gay. Love you, by the way. Compliments.
See? Check.
Love
Ding, 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 ding.
I love interacting with people and socializing, but I am simply lazy, all caps. I also feel quite satisfied with my relationship to the Real Housewives.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. This took a turn. I hate that shit. Their drama and shit talking is enough to fill my cup and my butt. No, that's not what I had that. Here's the problem. I do not want to die alone.
Oh.
I feel like I need to be seeking a partner since I am not getting any younger. But like I said, I am lazy. All caps again. Love you. Bye.
Okay.
Caps, exclamation points.
Very good. But there better be exclamation points after that. I think Chase is very judgmental of himself. And the reason I say this is there's I've rarely met anyone who's, quote, lazy. That's such a judgy word. People say, I'm going to take a day and like do nothing at home. I'm so lazy. It's like, no, you're not. You're human. And we're human being, not a human doing. I know that's a cliche, but it's true.
I've never heard that.
You know.
I
Then you've
swear
never
that's
been to
my
a
first-
12-step meeting. But lazy is such a judgment on yourself. So I think it's, first of all, chasse, if I may call you that. Watch how you talk about yourself. Because I never liked when, like, Nick, you've done this where you're like, oh, I'm so stupid or I'm so dumb. It's like, first of all, if you're saying it, you're probably not it. Like, it's the people who go, am I a narcissist? Oh, my God, I hope I'm not a narcissist. Of course you're not, because you're questioning it. I guarantee you Chase isn't lazy, but maybe is overly judgmental on the time that he's spending by himself. Also, the one place I'm going to judge Chase is, how about we subtract the drama of the Real Housewives and then add actual people in
Yeah,
who don't come complete with drama but will invariably have some drama.
for sure.
There's no one I'm friends with who hasn't had a tiny bit of dramatic content just because that's how we live. Someone has somebody dying. Someone has a sick dog. Somebody has a bald head and tits, Nick. And this is what happens. So that's enough dramatic content. And also then it's called living.
Right.
Because it seems really weird to be so wrapped up in drama that doesn't really exist for you. Like those aren't people who are serving you. And ask yourself, are you protecting yourself from interaction with others and getting that little fix from people who don't know you on a television? It's like watching The Sopranos and thinking we're friends with them, even though I think you and I probably are friends with them in our
would be.
minds.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. They would so hang out with us.
100%.
Like, I mean, I'm like Edie Falco's sister, I think. I don't know. Anyway, maybe your mom. So yeah, I mean, what do you think? To me, he sounds like it's. I'm initially like chuckle is his letter, but then I'm a little sad that he calls himself names like that.
Yeah, he's just dealing with some stuff on the inside there. I think step one is stop watching The Real Housewives. I mean,
Yeah.
that show's a nightmare.
Well, I remember when I did The Celebrity Apprentice, and this is, of course, before Trump became anything. It was just like a fun show to do that'll be silly.
Right.
It turned me so off to watching any kind of reality show because I'm like, that's not real. Everybody's fake. It's bullshit. And you get so heightened watching it. Like if I'm going to watch a good drama on TV, say it's like A Handmaid's Tale or something like that, you're just like, oh, it's worth it because of the art of it. But watching these other things, it like just gets you keyed up and makes you think you know people you don't.
Yeah, awful people.
Yeah, truly.
It's the worst. I mean, the thing that gets me with his letter is he said, I feel like I need to be seeking a partner since
Oh,
I'm
that.
not getting any younger. And I've gone back and forth on this. I've asked therapists about this, Brad, our guy. You know, I feel like somebody says I need to be seeking a partner. And I always think, do you need to actively be looking and the apps and doing this and making yourself go out? Or are you just like doing stuff that makes you happy, and as you live through life, you meet that person? Like, what's the answer? Is it like going?
I know.
I have no idea.
As a single gal who's dated both in the era of apps and things like that, plus the old-fashioned way, when they would drive up to your farm in a horse and buggy and would trade.
I got today's paper.
Your father would trade you for 2 goats and a sheep, and that's a pretty good price for me, I got to tell you. I honestly, in my gut, I feel like just living life and seeing what happens, because then you're just open to things. And that's where all good ideas come from, is just having some, and again, that's alone time. It's going, oh, I'm allowing myself to live my life alone and still look outward. You could still walk down the street by yourself, but not have your eyes in your phone or to the ground. You could still be looking outward and be open, but you don't have to be actively, like, searching and striving sound like they will never get you the results you want.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best example I can think of right off the top of my head is like the New Year's resolutioners, right?
Oh, terrible. Never work.
Like, when you go from just, fucking off, for lack of a better word, the last 4 months of the year, you've been drinking and going to parties and eating sugar. Now you're like, all right, no carbs and no alcohol.
It's extreme.
And I'm going to go here. And guess what? More times than not, you're going to, I say relapse, but it's going to come back.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, if you're going out, say he has he's motivated one day and he flips the script.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm done being lazy. I'm going to go out and I'm going to chase men. And I'm going to pull my wiener out and do all this stuff.
You've turned him into a bottom. I'm just saying.
Is he a bottom?
I would think.
We're going to ask.
I mean, I would hope.
I'm going to DM me at Nick Scopes on Instagram. We'll find out. But if he flips the script and he's like, I'm going to go hard, like New Year's resolution style, and go into it. And then if he's disappointed or like things aren't going his way, then he's like, oh, I'm just going to go back to what I was doing.
Yeah, you quit.
And then he'll go deeper into what he was already doing, as opposed to like, hey, maybe once a week.
Well, it's
once a week, go to a bar.
Yeah, it's go with the flow. If no one has ever gotten burnt out on anything if they just went with the flow.
True.
So you've never been. I used to think it was great to be driven and to strive and to find accomplishment, and it's just like, I don't know. I mean, every friend I've kind of met in the past, 20 years has been just because you happen to go someplace and you vibed and it wasn't like, I'm going to actively seek friendships, God damn it. I'm going to this connection group and we are going to all do a forced hike together. By the way, don't ever name physical activity for me.
Fuck that.
But yeah, I think for Chase, I would be like, also 34 is, to me, not in, quote, danger of dying alone. And that's a little young to be dramatic, but I get it. That's where he is.
Housewives ruined him.
Yep, they sure have. And you know what it is, too? Dying alone. Guess what, Chase? Everyone dies alone. Like, if you could have a wife sitting there, you're still alone in your death. Like, there's just the reality. I think it's acceptance that, and not in a fatalistic, depressing way, man, we're all going to die alone, and that's okay, and I have to accept that. My body's going to slow down. I'm going to, getting an acceptance of these inevitable things really free you up to be more in flow and meet people and be present and be in conversation and not have it forced. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I think also too, and I've done this in the past where say you're on a dating app and you get a match and you're excited about it. You're like, oh, I got a match. And maybe it doesn't pan out, or they're not responsive, or XYZ, or you get excited about all these opportunities, but then say they fall through, then you just start going down the other way, versus you're waiting for them to respond. It's it's just like a constant dopamine hit. You're like, oh, are they going to get back to me? Is this the one? Is this the? Meanwhile, if you just lived your life and do stuff
just
you
live
enjoyed,
your life.
that you kind of this is something that my therapist told me, was people just kind of are attracted to you and what you're doing.
Your energy, your vibe.
Yeah, you got your own shit. You're not like, hey, what do you, like a puppy dog following them around, being like, you like me? You like me? You got your own shit going on.
Yeah.
They find that attractive. If they like you, great.
So I think Chase should get out of the house once, twice a week.
Yeah.
Get rid of the Real Housewives. Stop watching some real dramatic stuff so you could talk to someone about something other than those bitchy queens.
Yeah, the worst.
And just don't be so hard on yourself. Don't call yourself lazy. We'll do that for you. Do we have another letter?
We do.
Yes, bitch.
We have a lady.
Oh, or as we like to be called, a bitch.
Clams.
Clams, yes.
We have Melissa from New Rochelle,
Oh,
New York.
okay.
This is where my grandmother lived for
Oh,
years.
really? God rest his soul.
Oh, God. She had a penthouse.
She
Her
sure
name was
had-
Arlene.
Arlene had it going on. I'm keeping my furs. Don't give my jewelry away. She's
That is literally, I think the ghost
Really?
of her just went inside of you. And
I'm telling you, those women all wanted to keep their jewelry away from one particular cousin who
yeah.
was mean to them.
yeah.
She didn't call me on your porta potted grandfather
She never showed
and
any
I's
interest.
anniversary, and now she's dead to me. Give my sapphires to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's true. Melissa from New Rochelle, New York. I'm going to talk like this now.
Okay.
Dear Lisa, first off, I'm a huge fan and also have an ex-husband with big balls. LOL.
Yes.
This is my
yes, been
ex-wife
there,
calling in. Am I
done
right?
that. That's a good reason for alone time, by the way. Boy, living alone, I never have to be in danger that 2 disco balls are going to hit me in the noggin.
You were that big?
Pretty big.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's come back to that.
Yes.
But now I live alone in New York City, and I absolutely love it. Just having my Sex in the City moment. I added that. That's not there. The thought of going out after a long work day is not appealing in any way. But with friends wanting to get together, I'm struggling with how to balance my love of being alone with the pressure to be social and keep friendships alive. What do you recommend? Thanks in advance.
I mean, it sounds like she's killing it. I mean, like Chase is the fucking idiot. No, no. It sounds she says balance. Here's the problem with balance. You only start talking about balance when you're out of it. Then you notice it and you're like, oh shit, I felt so imbalanced yesterday. What happened? So I think it's like kind of maybe setting up a loose sort of network of like, okay, my loose schedule is I always take Friday night and Sunday to like do nothing and be by myself. But Saturday, I do something with friends or do something with family. It's not having this sort of all or nothing. I think the big problem with people is it's either all or nothing. And that's the problem with classifying ourselves, even though we all do it, as introverts or extroverts. Because, no, I always need to be alone. I always need to be with people. No, like it has to be balanced somehow. So, I mean, I don't think she sounds like first of all, she's from New Rochelle and she finally escaped it and lives in New York City. I mean, enjoy it. And by the way, those of you who live in New York City, trust me, I lived in New York for years. Never once went to a museum. Never once went to Central Park and laid out there like some Mama Luke who thinks it's their backyard. I never once went to a trendy singles bar called Adam's Apple or Adam's Rib or something. Those were the days when we would go to the singles bars. You'd sit up there with your martini and your Donna Karan wrap dress, and the men would come up and, lady, how you doing? Looking for a good bar? But anyway, never did any of that stuff. So she's probably having her little moment.
It sounds awesome.
I mean, do you
honestly.
want to date her?
literally-
Doesn't this sound like your
that
girlfriend?
was my first thought. Like,
Really?
This is the women I date. She has an ex-husband with big balls. I could fill the space.
Always
no pun
get
intended.
rid of the ex-husband with big balls.
That's right. And she's like, now I live in New York City alone and absolutely love it. You're single and you're living in New York City.
Yeah.
Go on, again.
What seems to be
I
her
get
problem?
you like to be home. Pick a night. One night.
You know what she needs to do is
With
set
me.
up. See, this is where you're going to get horny and try to bang the listeners. Listen, people, I'm trying to protect you. If you're a woman or a gay man out there, don't bang Nick. It's always a road to trouble. But we'll talk about emotional unavailability in a different podcast
yes,
episode.
The Yellow Cock Road leads
Yes,
right to me.
that does not even make sense.
Sorry.
You just got obsessed with Wicked 6 months ago.
I don't. I know I did.
I know, you're gay now.
I'm new.
I think she and Chase should actually hook up and like switch line. I don't mean hook up physically because
they
he's
can't. Yeah,
he's
they
a
won't.
gay.
He's a gay, yep.
And like kind of she should educate him a little in like connecting.
Yep.
But like There is too much pressure in New York, though, to do things. I do find that's where the balance gets tipped. Where like every night there's like a cool restaurant or a cool bar or a cool opening of something, and it's just like, The beauty is, I remember once when I had been invited to a movie premiere of some, I don't know, it was a big deal. It was a Jim Carrey movie or something, and I said no because I didn't feel those things fed my soul anymore. And I was literally across the street in a diner watching people, and I was like, oh, that's the thing I was supposed to go to. I've never been happier sitting alone by myself in a diner. So you notice the times when you are kind of like making the right choice of like, oh, being around those people wasn't feeding it.
Yeah.
Being alone did.
Exactly.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, this is like, I want to like help her, but it seems like life's going pretty good.
It seems like that's a humble brag letter.
Yeah.
I'm living in New York. I mean, like, what is there a kernel of something in it that sounds tragic?
Not really. I mean, literally the line, I thought of going out after a long day of work is not appealing anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something you got to just accept about yourself, by the way.
Get it.
Save it for the weekend. Now, the problem is then you're going to try to stuff it. That's where the balance problem will come in, where she'll try to stuff it all into the weekend and then hates the weekends. So maybe it's going one day a week. I'm going to go for drinks with the girlies or go and watch a Real Housewives with the gal pals. I don't know. What do girls do? I think that's what they do.
Scissor, I think.
I guess you're probably correct.
Right, Celia? Is that what they do?
Yes.
Definitely not. Maybe
Whatever.
a certain breed.
Certain breed.
I think
okay.
Celia is a potential scissorer from way back.
Way back? I think I was in the womb.
She's
I
scissored
forgot
her
she's
mom.
14. Yeah.
Yes.
14.
No, but I think it's like basically take one night a week, fall on the sword, and be like, I gotta make something happen one night a week. Then take your Saturday or your Friday, and then allow yourself. I think all of this is like allowing yourself to be yourself and find your own balance and stop questioning what's right for you on the inside. And doesn't have to look like a TV show. That's probably why I never went to any trendy things or went to museums or anything, because I didn't feel it on the inside. I was like, well, should be going. Anytime you're saying should, it's probably a don't.
Right. Yeah, I like the fall on the sword thing. I think that's what you should do. It's what you should do, Melissa. Fall on the sword, sit on the sword. My nickname in high school was Excalibur, if you know what I'm saying. So
we don't.
Oh, okay.
Could you please explain that? It sounds very interesting.
So I had to pull my penis out of a rock and fight another army. I think that's the story.
Oh, wow. Someone's taking Shakespeare class. Listen, I think we've been helpful to Chase. I think Melissa's done some gentle bragging, and
She's
we
the
kind
love
of
of my life,
hate her a little bit now, and you're going to date her. If you have a question for me, make sure to email us at shrinkthisShow@gmail.com. That I was going to spell it, but I'm like, really? Could you like spell it without?
Shrink.
Wait, see if you could spell it, Nick, without looking down. Because you got what was your GPA in college?
Oh, college was good.
What?
College, we were at a 3 even.
Oh.
Or 3.2. I don't remember.
What was your
high school?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. 1.2,
No!
baby. Got by on personality. Yes. Look, dude, Celia's face is...
I know. It's pretty crazy. So try to spell shrink this show at Gmail without looking.
SHRINKTHISSHOW@gmail.com.
Every week I like to show that, I, Lisa Lampanelli, despite my fame, fortune, and general overall je ne sais quoi, are absolutely imperfect, just like the rest of you. Am I less imperfect than most of you? Duh, obvi. But I still make mistakes. And this is one I told my friend Andrew Ginsberg about. Because whenever I do something bad, I try to confess to a Jew because they hold you accountable. No, just because I feel I could be open. Now, Nick, tell me, please, if you can relate to this. It was a very busy day on the roads, a lot of traffic. A lot of people wanted to get a certain place at a certain time. And heck yeah, I'm one of them too, right? And there I am in my, I don't like to brag, 2010 Lexus SUV with my 316,000 miles because I feel at heart, I'm the gal who drives a car into the ground. I'm a gal who, like my dad or my mom, has that work ethic like, man, we're going to buy that car and we're going to get everything out of it. I remember once having a freaking car, a Chevy Chevette, in my first car when I was in my 20s, and I didn't get rid of it until the window broke. So you had to put like plastic on it. And my mother, in all her inimitable power and lightness of being, said, "You look like a Puerto Rican." So she really said that. So I figured better get that changed.
She nailed it.
So I like a car that I drive into the ground, but it still looks good. Lexuses never look bad.
Yeah.
So I'm driving, but I've always said to myself, this car doesn't really suit me. I have Toyota personality.
Hell yeah.
I'm raised like a human. I'm raised lower middle class. We didn't have tons. We had to take out student loans. So we were, thank God, privileged enough to go to college, but very basic folks. I'm very Dunkin' Donuts. I'm basic as fuck. So at heart, I know I'm a Toyota person driving a Lexus. But now we're in the heavy traffic day I referenced, and some guy, no, it was a guy because I'm assuming, and I'm sure he was white because I'm assuming that too, because all white men are terrible.
Right.
He literally cuts me off so close, and I rarely get scared on the road. I always say my two talents ever were driving and comedy. That's all I can do. So I never really get that scared. He cuts me off like within an inch, and I was like, and the first, oh my God, it's so evil. The first thought that comes to my mind as I watch him drive in front of me, I don't even beep the horn. I don't do anything outward. It's all my internal fuck up, which is, enjoy your fucking Nissan, asshole. Oh, even saying it, I'm so grossed out because it's such a like rich people asshole move. And again, did I do it anything outward? No, I didn't beep. I didn't follow him. I didn't roll down the windows. I've always said I have rage everywhere but the road. I've never, because there's just too much at stake. It's really scary. It's too much at stake when you're driving.
Yep.
But the first thought was, I'm better than you because I drive this fucking car and you're a piece of shit. Now, guarantee you he's a piece of shit for all different reasons. It's not a Nissan because guess what? This is how God got me back. A mere 2 weeks later, fucking Lexus starts shaking in the front. I'm like, after only 316,000 miles, how dare you? And do you know what? I took it in. They had me convinced I'd have to buy a new car. And I said, you know what your penance and your practice is now? You got to go back and buy the car that's really you. You got to buy Toyota.
A Nissan. Oh.
No, not a Nissan. No, they're kind of the same.
They're pretty close. Toyotas are better.
They are. Our family's a Toyota family. Yeah. And I was like, this is the universe's way of teaching me that little part of my ego that's still attached to things is just not something I need anymore. I need to be driving around in a regular car like a regular person because that's who I am internally. And legit, is a Lexus better than a Toyota? Maybe it has a little more pickup. Maybe it's more roomy. Whatever it is, I'm not fancy. So go back to your roots, get a Toyota, Lisa, and see how that feels. And it does feel a little weird. Yeah. I know. Well, luckily, an angel intervened as part 3 of the story. My mechanic ended up fixing the Lexus, so I get to push off my ego issues until my Lexus truly breaks down. But I did talk to my shrink about going to that judgment with that guy, and she says, I think the most uncomfortable thing for you to do, which is obviously when we're uncomfortable, there's the best growth, is going to be getting the car you... Wait. The car you need versus the car you want.
Yeah.
And I think that car is going to be a fucking Toyota.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, I think so I like when I have a fuck up that actually drives me to work on an issue. You know, I like that I thought it and owned it and it was embarrassing to say it. The first time I told our friend Andrew, I was so embarrassed. Because he's like a Volvo driver, but he's a basic guy too.
Yeah,
at heart, he's like just us. And I think my dirty Italian self will someday have to just buy a Toyota. But I'm not getting a fucking Camry. I like them,
Why not?
but they're too small.
Yeah, no, it is.
I just feel like and also like to like pull down my own veil. I'm getting older and getting in and out of one of those fucking back seats. No.
It's low.
Yeah, you got to have an SUV.
Why would you be in the back seat?
Because I'm always making out.
Yeah.
As you know, constantly having the sex in the car. That is that's going to be my fuck up next week, is that I had the sex in a car. Can you imagine ever paying for sex?
No.
That's for a different episode.
Yeah.
The only reason I thought of
Straight
it is
up
because
no.
I was thinking, why would I ever be in a back seat of a car?
Right.
Probably just be like if I drove up on some male hooker who just happened to be standing there. Hey, sailor, you want to hop in the back of my Toyota? I mean, it could happen.
I hope it does happen.
I do
to
too.
be honest.
I did have a dream that I was making out with a really hot guy in the back of a truck the other
Who's
day.
the guy?
I don't know. Some guy supposedly from my past.
You don't remember who it was, though?
No, but he was hot.
How hot? What are we talking?
Like a little football player, not a big football player, a little one, a little tiny football player.
Yeah, a corner, a wide
like
receiver.
a bobblehead, like
a cornerback or a wide
Listen,
receiver.
this is above my pay grade.
Sports talk.
Yeah, with Nick.
Get you a girl who can do both.
Oh my God! Listen, we got to go. I've shown you my flaws. Next time we speak, you may be talking to a Toyota driver, but for now, thank God my ego gets the Lexus. All right?
Hell yeah.
All right. So, Nick, it's been a pleasure. Tell people once again where they can find you.
You can follow me on social media at Nick Scopes, like the mouthwash, because I'm fresh and minty.
No, you're neither.
No?
And you can find me at Lisa Lampanelli. Lisa Lampanelli. If you can't spell it, well, then you don't deserve to follow. And please come back again and hear our next episode of Shrink This. And make sure to send us your questions at shrinkthisShow@gmail.com. That's shrinkthisShow@gmail.com. And make sure to follow us on socials. And make sure to listen to Shrink This on your iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts, which should be the iHeartRadio app. What are you, stupid? Oh, f*** you.